Hi everybody, Teacher Jenny here. It's been a long time since I've done a video. I was just thinking today, one thing that I really didn't know much about before I started teaching them was level 7. And I don't know, I think I signed up to be a level 7 teacher a while ago, and it was a while before some kids started signing up to have me. And so I wanted to explain a little bit about it and how it's different from the other levels, because it really is very different, a very different type of class. Than certainly levels 1 through 5. And 6 is kind of your transition into 7. So let me talk about level 7 and what it looks like. First and foremost, level 7 will take up 2 time slots on your booking schedule. So it looks like it's an hour's time. The way it's set up is that you will teach for 25 minutes. Let me get this straight. Yes, 25 minutes. I never remember which one's 25, which one's 23. You'll teach for 25 minutes, and then you get a 10-minute break, and then you teach for 23 minutes. So you do go to the 58-minute mark as opposed to the 55-minute mark. So it still kind of ends up being the same amount of time. Somehow, for me, these classes fly by. I just love them. They just really, I wish I had more time with the kid. Now, there are approximately about 35 to 38 slides within a level 7 lesson. So it's not terribly more than what you would have. You think, oh, I have a whole hour. I have like 2 time segments to get this all done. But the content of them is more significant. It's not just sit back, relax, throw out a topic, and we're going to talk to each other. Even though the point of level 7 obviously is to make them better conversationalists. But we're trying to make them better conversationalists by also refining their prosody, their intonation, their posture, that type of thing. Speeches are involved. I'll talk about that in a minute. And we're also diving deep into grammar. And there's a lot of explanation into the higher level parts of grammar. So these lessons take some preparation, especially if you're not well versed on some of the more intricate parts of grammar and diagramming sentences and that type of thing. That being said, I still really, really enjoy them. Now, I really, really enjoy them with a caveat if the child is placed at the appropriate level. And this goes the same for every level, right? When I first started teaching level 7 kids, my first 2 kids, they completed the lessons prior to level 7, obviously, but they struggled when they were there. Now, an hour can take a long time when you have a kid that really should not be at that level and should be repeating maybe level 5 even to catch back up again. If kids are having a lot of articulation errors and basic verb conjugating type errors in level 7, they don't belong there. So at first I was almost going to get rid of my certificate, and then I got a girl who was great at that level, and now I have a regular who comes to me 3 times a week. She's my 5:30 a.m. 3 times a week kid at that level 7, and it's just so great to have her that regularly, to really see the growth and to really understand, so what her needs are and to work with her, which is the great thing about all regulars, right? All right, so let me talk a little bit more about it. So the classes all in all are 50 minutes long. They get that 25 plus the 23 that you're teaching. You do not need to give any secondary rewards in level 7. So if you hate secondary rewards, this is the level for you. I don't care about secondary rewards. I don't mind giving them. I tend to use my ManiCam, and so I give stickers on there, and it's simple and easy. However, the one little girl who I see regularly, she's young. She's like 9. She's just a kid. So she likes to get secondary rewards. So you are supposed to still give the stars, of course, but it's not required, but it's all right. Use your own judgment. If the kid feels rewarded by them, then give them to them. If they feel insulted by them, then don't. Some of the boys might not want them because they think they're too cool. And maybe even some of the girls might not care when they're gone. But let's face it, in life, we love to be a kid until we hit about that preteen age, and then we want to be an adult so badly, and everything kid like we don't want to do until like you go off to college, and then playing games is fun again. And when you're an adult, playing games is fun again. So just feel out your own kid. All right. So, level 7 has 25 lessons in it, and the way that it's structured is that you have 7 lessons. Let me just make sure here. Oh, no. You have 3, 1, 2, 3. I've been like charting all the classes that I have with her and what happens in every class to kind of get an idea. About every fourth class, there's a speech that the child has to present and give to you. So, what you're doing in the 3 classes leading up to that fourth class is preparing the child for that speech. So, it's introducing a topic, it's talking a little bit about it, and then it's talking to the child about what they think about that topic and how it can relate to their lives, and start to plan and prepare for their speech. And throughout this, every class, they're supposed to be working on their speech a little bit more, doing their own edits, and you do reminders at the end of each class. You should be editing it by now, you should be working on your final draft, you should be doing this. And then that last class, they give their speech to you. It's not just a speech class, though, obviously, because it's 50 minutes long. And the child is not going to prepare a 50-minute speech. I want to say, I don't know if I wrote down how long their speeches are. I think they're 3 to 5 minutes, if I recall correctly. So they're supposed to give a 3 to 5 minute speech. So on that speech class, there'll be some introduction and review, and kind of in the middle, like 3/4 actually of the way through the lesson, they're giving their speech. And then usually there's more grammar at the end of the lesson afterwards, after their speech. So the one thing that I find the most difficult about level 7 compared to any other level at VIPKID is timing. I do find, for 2 reasons. The content is extensive. There's a lot to cover and a lot to explain to these children about preparing for their speech and getting ready for their speech. So there's a lot of, and then there's just a lot of conversation that happens as well. I mean, again, I have a little girl, so maybe she's chattier than some other people, but we're supposed to get them to be conversationalists. So when they break out and they ask a question about something and have a story to share with you, I hate to squelch that. So I'll let the story go, and we'll have conversation back and forth about it. If I found any grammatical errors or pronunciation errors while they were talking, I will just take little notes on the side during it and then review that for them. And also, the content of the stuff that we're reading is usually nonfiction. And so there's conversation about that where they'll be curious about. I have a kid that's reading about the gold rush right now, and she had never heard what gold rush was, didn't know anything about it. So, we kind of show on the globe going across, and where the mountains were and what they had to cross over to get over to California, and just all about who all came to the gold rush. Were they all miners? Were they other people? And their conversational questions will be exciting and really make the time go quickly, but then you have to realize you have content you have to cover, and some of it is a lot of grammar, and they do have tests in this level, and the grammar will pop up on that test. So you can't just skid over it and go, well, we're trying to teach them to be good conversationalists. We really are trying to get them to have appropriate grammar as well. All right. Is there anything else that I wanted to cover? When they do their speeches, they are also supposed to upload. There are writing classes where we kind of practice writing as part of these 25 classes that are in the unit. And on their speech, in writing times, they're supposed to upload writing samples, and then you can edit it and grade it right on the screen by writing where their spelling errors are or grammatical errors or whatnot. Oftentimes, my child will not upload things onto the screen, but she will read me her speech, so I will write down on the side on a piece of paper little things that I noticed that she pronounced incorrectly or grammatically incorrect sentences. I'll jot that down too and then go over that with her, and she will mark it down on her paper herself. Um, all right, I think I've covered everything. I just really wanted to cover that for you because I was a little bit at a loss. Obviously, I took the training that VIPKID had, but then there was a big gap between when I took the training and I got certified for level 7 and when level 7 actually started and began for me. So that first class was just sort of like, whoa, this is different. I kind of remember learning about this, but it's different to jump into it. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions about level 7 or anything else, please put them down below. If you want me to do a video about anything in particular related to VIPKID, please let me know, and I would be happy to create one for you too. I'm going to try to get a little bit better this summer about posting videos, not like one every quarter. All right, take care. Bye.